Hello, wet shavers. Today I'll be using Marilyn for Barrister and Mann, and today's topic will be History Mystery number 2. Stay tuned. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? John Bonham here, also known as Cape Cod Wet Shaving. Glad to be back doing a video. I know it has been quite some time, about a week, shy of a month, something like that. It's been a long time. So, coffee of the day, we'll get right into it, is Vienna from Cape Cod Coffee Company. Dark and bold with subtle sweetness. Indeed, very, very good one. One of my favorite dark roasts that they have. So, good stuff. So I am going to point out I have a new microphone. I've barely used it. I've tested it. I apologize if my voice comes out louder. I'll see how this video goes, and if I do not like it, I will not use it any longer. I'm hoping to negate some of the outside noise from the kiddos and subsequent interactions with other said kiddos. So I apologize if it's kind of weird. Again, we'll see how it goes. So, okay. So today's topic is a history mystery. I did one other one. It seemed pretty well received. People seem to really like it. I got great feedback. Thank you, everybody, by the way. I also want to extend a thank you to people who either send me topics to do history shaves about, which I'm woefully overdue to do, and for those who have been keeping up with asking me if, like, I'm going to do one if I'm coming back. So very cool. Thank you all. So today is going to be another topic where I talk about somebody, but I keep them obscure until the very end. So because of that, there aren't a lot of photos, and I'm going to highly recommend you look up this person when I reveal who it is and look up their life. It is incredible. My wife and I actually, I'll tell you about it while I'm shaving. Sorry, I don't want to take too long setting up here. So, set I'm going to be using today, first time on camera, which is bizarre. I went back and looked. I couldn't believe it. This is one of my favorite Barrister and Manns. It's going to be Marilyn, okay, along with the Splash and the Balm. All right. Now, I try to theme the shave set with the topic. So this kind of does have to do with it a little bit. I'll reveal it at the end if I remember to. If not, I'll go back and watch it and put it in the description. I'm pretty bad at that. So that'll be my set. The software, I'm going to be using the Rebels Refinery pre-shave oil, one of my favorites, which I already have. I just got to wet my face. The hardware is going to be the Vetiver Piccolo limited edition, open call. And I will be using perma-sharp blades with that. So Vetives are amazing. I love them. And my brush is going to be this beautiful mother of pearl and I believe walnut burl badger brush from Mr. Cody Todd at True Till Death Shaving. So let's go ahead and get to a lathering. All right. Scent notes of this. Ready? It's a mouthful. Amber, bergamot, cedar, clary sage, coriander, fir, labdanum, leather, Opoponax. There we go. Tonka, tobacco, sandalwood, vetiver, and Ylang-Ylang. So, mouthful. This is on my list of leather scents that I adore. Leather by itself, as I say all the time, I'm not a huge fan of, but this one's good. Let's get to lathering. All right. So, this is History Mystery number 2. My wife and I, we just randomly started talking about this person. And of course, we were like, oh yeah, I forgot about that person. Is that person this? Is that person still alive? So my wife went and looked this individual up. And she started reading off stuff. And she was like, babe, this is amazing. I didn't know this. And I'm like, that's incredible. And my wife actually was the one that said, you need to do a shave video about this. And I was like, yeah, I think I agree with that. So here we go. And again, I apologize. It'll sound kind of weird because I have to be obscure. There's a lot more to it, like there always is with the history shaves. I really would recommend you go look at this person's life story. It is just unbelievable. But I threw in as much as I could. There is the Holocaust and stuff involved. I know YouTube does not like the term that rhymes with Yahtzee, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I think it affects the algorithm, but hey, I got 500 something odd followers, so it's not like I'm going to be getting demonetized anytime soon because I am not monetized to begin with. So, okay, guys and gals, if you happen to be one. So, in this video, this individual will be known from henceforth until the end as K. Okay? K was born in Bavaria, Germany in 1928. At the age of 10, due to the rise of the Nazis, Kay's parents sent them to a school in Switzerland. Now, you would think, why would Kay just be sent alone? Well, Kay's elderly grandmother was not able to do that, was not able to flee, was not able to just pick up and leave and travel a long distance. So Kay's parents stayed behind due to the grandmother, which is extremely sad because I can understand that. I can relate. Kay's family, in case you did not realize, were Jewish. Okay. Both her parents, unfortunately, would not survive the war. I had a little bit more detail about that at the end of this. But yeah, they did not survive, unfortunately, like so many other people. So, oh no! I can't believe I did that. I dropped my brush. I don't think I've ever done that. Oh, no harm, no foul, Cody. Thank goodness. I would have wept if I'd have broken this brush. I don't think I've ever done that. Anyway, back to it, aren't we? After the war, Kay immigrated to Palestine. Okay, this is where I was obscure. There's a lot more to it. This whole section right here could have been 2 history shapes, so I went ahead and kept it. I just did like the bare minimum. Kay immigrated to Palestine, which was then controlled by Britain. Okay, Kay was 4 feet 7 inches tall. As such, Kay was trained as a sniper by the Haganah, which was an Israeli paramilitary group, a Zionist group. Now, with the current situation politically the way it is, that's another reason I kept it kind of quiet and obscure and bare minimum, was because of that. But trained as a sniper that's about as gangster as it can get. Oh, this scent is so good. I'll talk about it here shortly. Oh, I need some more water, don't I? Yeah. Oh, this is actually a photo of Kay during their sniper training days, minus obviously the face, because you'd be able to tell who it is, and it wouldn't be much of a history mystery now, would it? All right. And again, I'm going to go back when I edit this. Despite how rough around the edges my videos are, I do obviously do some editing because there's a couple of effects and stuff with scene changes and all that. And I do try to go back and rewatch and make sure if I left anything out, I can add text or make sure to add it in the description. So there we go. So I apologize again. I keep saying sorry. I don't mean to. If the sound quality is weird. So y'all let me know. I'm sure that brush falling was pretty loud. In 1948, during the Palestine War. The Palestine War was 1947 to 1949, for those who don't know. That's an interesting little snippet of history. And yeah, it does, unfortunately, fall under one of the many reasons why we got the political stuff we got going on today, but I won't get into that. In 1948, during the Palestine War, Kay was wounded by mortar fire and also lost both feet. So that was the end of Kay's military career. But the war ended in 1949 anyhow. So Kay would move to Paris 2 years later and attend the Sorbonne. The Sorbonne is quite literally the University of Paris. So Sorbonne, where they would study psychology. So pretty big deal to get into a prestigious European school and study psychology. Now, I would like to point out, and this is going to show how old I am. People my age are going to know who this is at the end immediately. But the younger generation probably won't know who it is, which is depressing because this person was a staple, one of the staples of me growing up. Not necessarily a staple, but like if even as a kid, I knew who this individual was. So we'll see. In 1956, Kay immigrated to the United States finally. Kay would work odd jobs to put themselves through graduate school. There's one job in particular Kay worked primarily, more than any other, but it would kind of give away some of the obscurity I am attempting to hold on to here. So I won't say what that job was. So I'll just say odd jobs. Kay would earn a master's in sociology in 1959 and ultimately, at age 42, a doctorate in the year of 1970. Kay would spend a decade teaching at a number of universities. Pretty cool. Kay was very intelligent. And despite the hardship in Kay's life, hardships, was doing quite well for themselves. What Kay is most known for began in 1980 with a radio call-in show. The call-in show would last until 1990 and would be the most popular radio show in the United States beginning in 1983. Now, I was born in 82, so I do remember all the call-in stuff. I remember there was a music channel on TV. I cannot for the life of me remember what it was. But you could call this music channel, give them your credit card info, and request. It's basically a jukebox on your TV. You could request a music video, and you'd literally pay. I think it was like $3.99, and you could pay to have your favorite song and favorite music video put on this channel. So call-in stuff was all the rage, man, back in the 90s. Call this toll-free number. Don't call the 900 numbers. Hee hee. All right. So here's also a photo of Kay during the radio show days. Okay. So I got to add photos. I know some of them are goofy. Like I said, there's not a ton of them. Unfortunately, takes away from the mystique of the topic. But I think you're starting to realize something about these photos and about Kay. So, all right. So this soap and the scent are extremely nice. The leather is heavier. And again, I am aware that's odd, considering how much I talk about how much I don't like leather. It's pretty leather heavy. However, it is blended very, very well. Very well. This is not the thickest lather for Barrister and Mann, but it's all right. I'm not trying to lay it on too thick like this. Getting the job done. I like that you get fur in it. I do get the fur. Pretty sure I get the coriander. Coriander, if I remember correctly, is pretty pungent, like eucalyptus. It's like a musty kind of scent. What else we got here? Clary sage. I do get amber. I do get the tobacco, and I do get the Tonka. I don't think I get the sandalwood, but I think in this case, sandalwood's more of a round out than meant to be more of a scent note in its entirety. I'm probably sure I'm getting a little bit of it, but not a ton. But if you see this get re-released, if you're a leather person, grab it. I would say it's a sweet, more sweeter, musty, leathery scent. Very pleasant. So, all right, onward. I was double checking the scent notes. I was going to flip it over. All right. So, due to the popularity of the radio show, Kay began a TV show in 1985. Remember, 2 years after the popularity of the show started in 83. The subject matter will give away who this person is. But over 3,000 people tried to call in for this TV show per episode. 3,000 people. So this was a popular TV show as well, not just a radio show. Now, this was word of mouth that Kay was becoming well known. This was not with advertising. This was not with any of that. This was just what Kay did in Kay's own personality. And people adored Kay. Okay. In April of 1985, Kay would appear on the cover of People magazine and then on the cover of TV Guide in 1988. I miss TV Guide. My dad got it all the time. I love seeing it in the stores. I remember vividly fishing through it, trying to find out when the Wonder Years was going to be on, which was my favorite show aside from The Simpsons when I was growing up. I'm old enough to remember when The Simpsons came on once a week on Thursdays at 9 p.m. Central Time. And that fell into a if I behave and do my homework thing because 9 o'clock was late for school night. But my mom was usually pretty good about it and let me stay up. My sister too. Anyway, Kay would then have 2 shows simultaneously in 1989 and 1990 respectively. They started back to back, one year after the other. Kay appeared on Johnny Carson and many other shows several times, including David Letterman. And then after Carson, Leno. All the old ones. I think Kay went on with Tom Snyder as well. All of them. Kay would appear in numerous media throughout the 90s. Kay would appear in numerous media regards. Okay, I don't know why I wrote that. Kay would appear in numerous media throughout the 90s and 2000s. Kay was considered the top expert in their field. Kay had also become beloved by many, and by this time had long since been a household name. I remember Kay was also parodied in shows on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Kay was well known. So, after a long and crazy life, and successful life, I might add, Kay would pass away in their Manhattan apartment, which Kay lived in, for over 60 years. Okay? When Kay immigrated over and moved to New York, that's the apartment Kay lived in for life. Kay would pass away July 12th, 2024, if you can believe it, at the age of 96. A long, prestigious life and career. So, when everything happened in Kay's life, when Kay was a child, when Kay was sent to Switzerland at the age of 10, Kay would let her state that they were never shown affection or hugged by another adult in their entire childhood for the rest of their childhood, which is pretty sad. Kay's entire family, as it turns out, was lost during the Holocaust, not just her parents. Oops. I gave it away. I was close to the end anyways. There's much more to Kay's life that is absolutely incredible. Again, I'm going to beseech you, go look up this person's life. It's amazing. Because Kay was born Carola Ruth Westheimer, known to all as the tiny, adorable Dr. Ruth, the sex therapist, Dr. Ruth. Tiny little Dr. Ruth, the sex therapist, was a trained freaking sniper, okay? My wife is 5'4" and she's tiny. Dr. Ruth was, what was it, 4'7"? 4'7". Yeah. It was a freaking sniper. I was like, dang, that's gangster. Just really cool. If the younger generation doesn't know who this is, she was parodied because she was extremely unique. She always had the German accent, but she would talk. I don't even know if I could do the voice, and if I try, I'd sound like an idiot. Like, first you must have love in the household. Like, she sounded just like a tiny little grandma. Without the talking, there's no love, or something. I can't even, there's no quote I can think of that I can remember, but that's how she. So I remember Greg Proops on Whose Line Is It Anyways doing a Dr. Ruth impression. It was so funny. A little more graphic, but because she was a sex therapist. She was parodied, celebrated, and loved. Throughout her life and career, she had positively impacted the lives of millions and millions of people. So she made a difference. She helped people. And because she was in psychology and stuff, she kind of just fell into the line of work, and she was good at it. So, and the reason I picked Marilyn was because Marilyn was considered a sex symbol. See what I did there? So that's why Marilyn was the set of choice for me. So, all right, let me do touch-ups. I'm going to rinse off and do post-shave, and I will be right back. All right, good stuff. So she would very rarely, I don't think she actually ever talked about her family, really. And she would very rarely talk about her past involving the war and all that. But during one interview, she did say, be sure to teach the youth and the next generations, oops, forgot to put this on, about what happened. There we go. And she said to teach them two words. And those two words are never again. As in, never let it happen again. Which is why I'm a firm believer in those who do not know their history are condemned to possibly repeat it. No matter bad or good. History is history. It is what it is. Can't be changed. And ignoring it doesn't help anything. So, all right. Oh, I hope I'm not bumping into that too much. I'm on the fence about using it, or maybe I'll start putting it in the middle of my shirt here. I don't know if it'll make a difference. Hell, I could probably almost put it on the wall. These things are they seem pretty sensitive. But yeah, I hope y'all thought that was interesting. And I'll say it again. You should go look up her life. When she was in the military, that alone is, there should be a book written about it, I think. The stuff that went on over there. She didn't see a ton of action, she had said. But, obviously if she's getting mortars blowing up near her, something's going on. So, ew. Shook that balm and it came out liquidy. There we go. And of course I got too much, like I always do. But yeah, it's very interesting to me. I thought that was a pretty interesting life that she had. Well lived. Go and help out other human beings, And a lot of people, especially people who've gone through hardship, come out like that with that mentality. And to lose your whole family, that's rough. It's just being a kid. I just thought she was cute. She reminded me of my grandma. My grandma had the perm. Was a very short lady. I have to reach out to my dad. I don't know how short, but she was tiny, teeny tiny. So Dr. Ruth always had a soft spot in my heart. So that'll do it. I don't know if Will and Co are going to come out with this again. I want to say, didn't they just re-release it recently? I think they did last year. I might be wrong. I think they did. Be a fact. I think I got the bar soap, or they sent it to me with a different purchase. I can't remember. Either way, if you see this get released, or you see it somewhere out in the wild, pick it up. Especially if you like leather, and especially if you like sweet leather. It's good stuff. But that will do it. Oh my gosh, I forgot the photo. With the reveal, I was supposed to show this. That's Dr. Ruth. Familiar photo. I think that's in the early 2000s is when that photo was taken. So I would have thought she had passed away in like the 2000s. I did not know that the poor woman made it all the way to 2024. That's crazy. I don't know why I said poor woman. Well, poor woman life-wise, but it's not just because she was older. Yeah, that'll do it. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. Had a lot of fun researching this one. I just had to pick and choose what to put in. I would have gone 3-4 pages if I'd have really thrown in everything I wanted to. So, but yeah, that will do it, I believe. Anything else? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, well. Until next time, thank you all for the recommendations. Thank you for watching, especially if you made it to the end. If you are new, this is what I do. I'm in a bit of a slump time-wise between videos right now just because of what's going on with my life right now. I got 2 very young kids. So it's either bad timing or I'm just dead on my feet, exhausted. And I'm not going to put out a crappy video just because I know it's been a while. I'd rather, do it properly. So thank y'all. Really appreciate it. Y'all take care. Enjoy the spring in name only. We're still getting snow here in parts of Massachusetts. Not me, but some friends of mine. All around New England, people are still getting snow. Still hitting like 40s, 30s here. Gotta love it. Y'all take care. Be safe and enjoy those shaves. Most important of all. See you.